You serious?
So there's plenty of ways to kill an hour out there. Right now, you are killing one with me, Marcus Bronzy.
And me, Nicholas Bright.
Before I ask you about how you've been killing some time this week, plagued by technical issues today, should I even complain about things like this? Should I be more professional, Nick, and just pretend that everything was fine for the last 5 minutes that we've now had to re-record?
Well, I don't know. I feel like transparency is the key, and also considering this is a predominantly a tech podcast, we do tend to talk shit about everything and anything else, but predominantly it is a tech podcast. It's nice to let the audience know that we go through the same trials and tribulations that they do, where you're just like, well, I did this exact thing yesterday and it worked fine, and now I'm doing it today and the shit ain't working. Great.
And do you know what the solution was for this situation?
It's got to be the classic, hasn't it?
Yep. Turn it
off and turn it on again.
That's the one. And you know, it worked. So, and if it doesn't work sometimes, you got to turn it off, turn it on again.
That's science right there. Do you know what I mean? It's like back in the day, right, before TVs became thin TVs, which are really like flimsy and fragile. Do you remember the big like backed telly? Back in the day, sometimes when your telly was playing up, the only way to fix it was just by giving it a slap. You know what I mean? Like when the telly was just messing up, you'd have to just go bosh on the side and then bang, it works again.
Did you used to do that as well? Sometimes I did that when I had shit reception.
Sometimes, right? There was like a hand hover. It wasn't like you didn't just like whack it. You like hover your hand over the top of the telly and like wave your hand in some weird way as if you're causing some kind of magic, and then go bang. Like
that was it.
Exactly. Like the hand hover and then tap.
Exactly. In fact, if you want to talk about old school TVs as well, Nick, but if you use YouTube, like you'll know this, Nick, but the tube is what we used to call the TV, because the TV did have a sort of tube type bit of technology in it.
No, it did. My dad was a television engineer, so he used to work for Radio Rentals when they were a company, and like he used to go and fix TVs, and it was always when the picture went on your TV, as in like when the screen went dark, it was always the tube that had blown.
There you go.
So, and then new TVs came in, and nowadays it's like Radio Rentals don't exist because people don't get their TVs fixed anymore. They just buy a new one.
Like is TV repairing something that people like do? Yeah, and it's nice. It's all about throw away and go again, isn't it?
When tech breaks now, man, people just buy a new one, innit? When anything breaks, my shit's broken, I'm just gonna buy a new one. It's not like we're just a generation of just like buying new shit. Whereas like back in the day, like if you speak to our parents and our grandparents or whatever, it was like, oh, we need to get this fixed. We need to fix that. We need to fix, like, we just don't do that no more.
Yeah. It wasn't odd for somebody to have a TV for 10, 15 years. Now I don't think any TV anyone has, they'll have for 10, 15 years.
I'm looking at my TV now because I don't have a smart TV, you know, smart connected TV. I don't have one. Like the TV that I've got in my living room is it's a flat screen telly, and it was like when I bought it, obviously it was a top of the range one and that, but now I just look at it and I'm like, you're just rubbish, bro. I'm looking at this TV like you're trash. You're dead. I can't go on Netflix with you. I can't go on YouTube with you. I can't go on Pornhub with you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dead. I can't get Pornhub on the 47-inch, you know, HD thing with you.
HD. God, you're just missing out, Nick. Anyway, we're digressing. Have you been killing some time this week? I know you've not been killing time with a smart TV watching HD porn direct off Pornhub. I know that.
No, because I can't, exactly. Yeah. But this week I have been killing some time at 1Xtra Live. So I work at BBC Radio 1Xtra, which is a radio station through the BBC. And we put on our annual concert this weekend. It was yesterday, in fact, in Liverpool, so in the northwest of England. And it's like the crescendo of the year for us at 1Xtra, because it's the big event that we do every year, where we get, you know, an amazing lineup of some of the artists that we've been championing throughout the years. So yeah, it was really, really good, man. And I'm just recovering today because the pace yesterday was set quite high.
Yeah, who was there? Who smashed it at 1Xtra Live?
Well, the lineup was really, really good, man. I think for me, the two artists that I enjoyed watching the most, I'd have to say, was The Landlord, aka Giggs, He's a UK rapper, and then the headliner of the whole event was Stormzy. Those two really, really amazing performances. But that's not to take anything away from any of the other guys as well, because we had Sean Paul, who like absolutely killed it because he's just a party guy. He's just got banger after banger after banger in it. Yeah. So like he came out and absolutely killed it. Wretch 3-2 was really good as well. Yeah. Lady Leisha, I see what you did there. Lady Leisha. She was really, really good as well, female rapper from Birmingham. And Craig David, who's he's got the #1 album in the UK right now. He opened the show, and I saw him backstage before he went out, and he was just really excited. And he's such a cool and genuine guy. Like, he's been in the game for like, it's almost 20 years, I think, that he's been actually, you know, top of the game, like having #1 hits and stuff like that. And he did have a lull in between. It hasn't been 20 solid years, but like he went away for a little bit, moved to America, lived in Miami, and then like he came back. And this album now, which is at #1, Following My Intuition, like it's put him right back on the map where he should be, because you know, he's, as I said, he's such a cool guy. And for me, that's quite surprising, because there's a lot of people out there that get, you know, one track that gives them a little bit of success and they turn into some like diva. They think they're like, I don't know, they're walking around like they're some movie star. You know what I mean? Like acting stush and acting like a dickhead. But like Craig David is just mad cool. Saw him backstage, as I said, and he was just like, just happy to be there and just really genuine. So like to see him open the show and have this success with a new album, man, it's nice for me to see.
Sick. Well, seeing as we're in the realm of honesty, I'm going to be honest, I've not listened to the album yet. Have you listened to the album?
I'm going to be honest as well. I haven't listened to the album in its entirety either. I've only heard bits and bobs. And I think that part of that is down to, you know, I don't know if we've discussed this on How to Kill an Hour previously to today, but I think part of that's down to the fact that, like, for me, actually sitting down and listening to a whole album is, I feel like it's an art which is dying out. I genuinely do. Like, because the way we consume music now is so different. It's through Apple Music playlists or Spotify playlists and stuff like that, or on the radio, hopefully for me, because you know, I don't want to lose my job. But like, you know, it's almost like we don't consume music in the same way. We don't sit down and go, right, I'm going to listen to this one album in full for the next, you know, hour and a bit or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird, that, man. I'm going to get my hands on it though. It's #1 album. I need to support.
Oh yeah. Like,
and also,
I'm going to do it as well. Like, I might do it because I'm driving back to London from Liverpool today. I might just whop it on in the car and just, you know, check it.
There you go. And you know what, Nick? This is tied in very well with your turn it off and turn it on again story, because that's what Craig David's done with his career. I don't think he had a lull. I think he just turned it off for a few years and then turned it back on again and came back. Maybe we should be doing this more with life. Turning stuff on and turn it on again. In fact, that's kind of what we do every night. We go to sleep, turn it off, turn ourselves back on again the next day.
Yeah. Or like when you're having sex, you know?
Yeah. Turn it off. Yeah. Turn it on.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's off like predominantly for most of the time. And then like, you know, you turn it on again when you need to.
Exactly. Could you imagine being turned on all the time? You wouldn't even be turned on. It would just be normal.
You imagine it just like Boner City, mate. Everyone's walking around like with a rager tucked into the waistband. Just like
you know, the waistband tuck. You know, when you first
sometimes it's essential to do it. Sometimes,
yeah. Do you know the first time? And sorry if you're female, you don't understand this, but we're talking about when you get a massive boner and you have to flip it up so that it's pointing up. It's looking at you. The eyes looking at you at you, and then you can put it on your waistband and walk around.
It's referenced in Superbad, man. Like everyone knows that it's a thing. Like. You know, but look, what would you rather, right? As somebody who's not the one with the boner, what would you rather? Would you rather someone like discreetly tuck it into the waistband so like life can carry on as normal? Or would you prefer that somebody is walking around with a fucking tent in their trousers? Just like, so what are we up to today, guys? Like, that's not the one. You don't want to see that boner in your face.
Yeah, Nick, you know, at my secondary school, it was so necessary, because my secondary school, we used to wear tracksuit. Like it wasn't a conventional uniform, it was a slightly relaxed
What kind of school did you go to? You wore a tracksuit. That's setting people up to fail right there. That's setting people up to like claim job seekers allowance. Like, you lot didn't wear a uniform.
Shall I tell you what the uniform was? The uniform was tracksuit bottoms.
Oh my God.
It was like a polo top, or you could just wear a regular t-shirt.
And this is secondary school.
Yeah. So it was like sweatpants, and then it was like a sweater that you wore at the top, and there was like a collar, a red collar in the sweater, but the collar it looked like you were wearing a red t-shirt underneath the sweater, but it was actually a collar that they sewed into the sweater. So
this is appalling. This is appalling. This school should be shut down.
And it was trainers as well. So everyone used to wear like Nike Air Max.
This is horrendous. You know how strict my school was? My school was, this is secondary. If you was talking about junior school, I'd let you off. But secondary school, so high school, like my high school was so strict. It was like blazer, shirt, tie. In the winter, you had to wear a jumper over the shirt and tie with the blazer on still. And then you could, obviously trousers, you could only wear black shoes. If you had trainers of any kind, you're getting sent home. You're getting called to, because what happens is registration in the morning, they check out all your stuff. And then if you're not wearing the right stuff, sent to Mr. Connolly's office. Mr. Connolly, the head teacher, was just parring guys, sending them home. See ya. Yeah. And the bag, if you came in with a bag that wasn't black, like backpack. Yeah. Right? If you came in with a backpack that wasn't just plain black, again, sent home, bro. See you later.
Really? No, we could have any color.
Strict, bruv.
Any color rucksack. It was trainers. They didn't like it if you tried to like wear a hoodie under the sweater and tried to like have a hoodie with what you wore. And the jumper was.
I can't take this. I can't. No wonder you work in media.
The jacket as well was a baseball jacket as well, or a cagoule. You got to wear a cagoule.
Still open?
If it was raining. Yeah, it's still there. Queens Park Community School, still there.
I can't believe it. They're not taking life seriously. You're meant to hate putting your uniform on because you're like, oh fucking hell, I've got to put this shit on, like fucking looking like a twat in my school uniform, blah blah blah. Because it gets you ready to wear a suit to work every day and all that shite. I bet everyone coming out of your school is just like working in media like you, bummers jobs like us, just like fucking hanging around in media wearing whatever we want because we didn't want to wear a suit.
Yeah, my tie game isn't the strongest. I can tie a tie, but I don't think I tie the best tie, Nick, because of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, because you didn't have to wear one. I had to do a tie every day.
So you just did one like that. I'd say, yeah. I mean, what was I getting at? Yeah, that was it. So for me, the boner, like flipping the boner up into the boner. Yeah. Back to the boner. Flipping the boner up was a necessity at school because in these tracksuit bottoms, like, remember you're wearing these like 3, 4 times, 5 times a week. Well, that was me because I only had one pair, so I'd have to like wear the same ones all week. They're not really like the sort of material that can handle that sort of that can hold a boner down. It's getting thin. So let's say this is like halfway through the year. It's like February. You're halfway through your school year. Yeah, you could probably tear these trousers open.
Oh wow!
So you needed to
because if you got like denim on in it, sometimes the denim can hold it down. Sometimes the denim, it's like cool. Because if you're at anything less than 70%, like the denim would just hold it down.
It can hold it down. Yeah.
To be honest, if you're at more than 70% and you're not having a sexual encounter at the time, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, how are you at more than 70%? I'm just thinking, fucking hell, what's going on there?
Oh, I don't know. But that was it. Yeah. But the Woody game had to be tucked away. But you know what was also good about the uniform, Nick? Is the feel ups at lunchtime. The lunchtime feel up.
Your school sounds like a fucking joke. That's all I'm gonna say about this place. You're wearing fucking tracksuit bottoms and getting felt up. What is this place?
Kids experimenting, isn't it?
I'm not sending
a little bottom grab here, a little grab a little booby grab, a little bottom grab. These things happen. Come on, kids grab each other's.
Not in my school, mate. I went to an all boys school.
I'm sure a little bit of ass grabbery went on at your school as well.
I bet it did as well.
Yeah.
There was a few teachers that lost their jobs, bro. Real talk.
Really? Catholic.
I'm not going to mention what school I went to or any names in case that brings the podcast into disrepute. But there was a few teachers that lost their jobs.
Did you know who they were? Did the people know for a while? that it was.
People knew there was one teacher that everybody used to say, "This guy's a pedo, bruv." Like everybody, like there's always one. Everybody's like, pedo, Mister XYZ, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then like next thing, there was a trip to the south of France. I didn't go on the trip because I didn't like going on school trips. Like it was a trip to the south of France. Next thing we know, pedo teacher goes to the south of France on this trip. He fills up some boy in the shower and shit, and then he comes back. It all gets on top. Man loses his job. It's peak. Yeah, trust me.
And you said my school was fucked up.
Wait, at least in our school, the feel-ups were happening in fucking decent uniform, mate. You know what I mean?
So that makes a difference.
That makes all the difference. His tie was done properly, and he had a fucking blazer on. In your school, bare feel-ups in fucking trainers and tracksuit bottoms.
Oh my gosh, you could never be a judge, Nick. Can you believe that? Do you know what? I was going to give you 18 months community service, but look at the state of that tie. 25 years. Life sentence.
And it's like, what? So you murdered your family in cold blood, but at least your blazer and like the shirt and tie combo is nice.
Yeah, that's a great tailoring. Great tailor job on that. Great tailor job. So that was it. So One Extra Live. So you said Giggs smashed it. Yeah. Did Giggs smash? Like, why did he smash it? Like, what was so good about his performance? Just
the energy, man. Like, he's got bare like energetic, crazy songs. Anyway, if you're into your UK rap music, that is, you'll definitely know what I mean. But also because he was so openly on stage, like irate, that he only had a 20-minute slot. Because what the thing is with One Extra Live, right, is the show starts at 8, and it finishes at 11, so it's a 3-hour show. But there's so many acts on the bill. Do you know what I mean? So it's like everybody can only get a certain amount of time on stage because we got all these acts to fill. So Giggs was just like, he started it, right? Nobody said anything about not like being unhappy with the amount of time they had on stage, whatever. Then Giggs came out and he's like, they said I've only got 20 minutes on stage, man, treating me like a little man, innit? Shit, like he was upset about it. So, and then next thing we know, Sean Paul's on stage later on saying, he wasn't as like pissed about it, but he was on stage saying like, they told me I only got 20 minutes, so blah blah blah. And then Stormzy said it, so like people were a little bit upset about like the shortness of the set, because what it is, right, is they're really happy to be on the lineup, because for a lot of these guys, it's a gas thing, man. They're in an arena, like sold out arena, which holds 15,000 people or whatever. I don't know the exact number off my head for the Echo Arena in Liverpool, but like it's a big number of people. So it's a really big show for a lot of these guys. So of course they're going to want to be on for longer, especially when the crowd's reacting to what they're doing and there's lots of energy and stuff like that. But like I said, man, unfortunately there's just so many people on the bill, man. We gotta keep it moving. Yeah,
fair enough. And I don't think I could see a full set from that many artists. You'd still be there now till next week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you'd be dead. Yeah,
it'd be crazy. Yeah, we'd
rave to death.
We would all be dead.
Yeah. This week, Nick, what have we been trying out? Well, one thing that we had a little go on, we killed some time with, was the Bionic Bird.
Yep, we killed some time with the Bionic Bird, which before you go any further, was really, really hard to fly.
Yes. So, first things first, what is a Bionic Bird? I think, Nick, you kind of dropped a massive hint there. It's something that flies. And I called it a bird as well. What is a Bionic Bird, Nick, though?
So it's basically, the best way for me to describe it is a remote control flying bird, basically, that you control with an app on your phone. So it's almost like a cross between a remote control helicopter and a drone or whatever, like it's like that, but it's controlled by software on your phone, which gives it kind of that added tech edge, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a robotic vagina. Okay, if you're looking for that, there's other episodes of the podcast you can check out, like Dildo Drone.
Yeah, I'm sure you and Funk Butcher have done a special on that in the past.
There's like Dildo Drone, and loads more. So check that episode out. But yeah, so that's what it is, Nick. It is really hard. Also, really light as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. One of the big problems that we encountered. It's amazingly light. This is the. Can I just say this is a. It's not a design flaw, in my opinion. This is like a feat. But unfortunately, on the day that it came to test, when we were going to have a test, it was quite windy in West London. So basically, we couldn't fly it where we wanted to fly it. We wanted to fly it in a big open space because, you know, that's essentially when you're using any kind of drone or anything like that, that's what you want, a big open space. So you're not, especially when you're a beginner, you're not crashing into stuff, and like you can just, you know, get your bearings and fly it around a bit and blah, blah, blah. But unfortunately, 'twas not the case because of the wind. So we had to fly it just outside the How to Kill an Hour offices in a skinny kind of like alleyway, not too skinny, but you know, like a I don't know what you call it, entrance way, like driveway type thing. Yeah. It was like protected by walls either side, but those walls either side were massive hazards for me and you when trying to fly the Bionic Bird.
Yeah, while trying to learn to fly this bird with skill and precision, we would recommend, I'm going to speak for you a bit here, Nick, that you kind of get a big open space where it's not windy. And because there are videos of people flying them in slightly more confined spaces, but we definitely did a lot of crashes. And because of that, we can actually prove that this, because it only weighs 9 grams, you know, 8 or 9 grams this bird. It's amazing. It's got a motor in it. It flies like up to a distance of 100 meters with your smartphone and comes back again. And it's very durable, with that being said, because you hold it in your hand, literally it feels like you're holding a piece of tissue. Like it's so light.
It feels like, you know, like a paper aeroplane when you was in.
Yeah, that's it. That's better. Yeah, paper aeroplane, but it flies. But with that being said, it's quite durable because we did punt it into the floor, several walls, other people's windows. So that was pretty good, man. It's pretty durable, I must say.
Yeah, for something so light, because my initial worry was like, bloody hell, we're literally gonna fly this once, and like it's gonna crash into the wall, and it's gonna be game over from that one flight. But no, it was, as you said, it took a lot of hits, and it was fine.
Yeah, and we were out there for about 10 minutes flying it, and the battery lasted. And the great thing about it, and this is the thing with new tech, a reoccurring theme that I'm finding is not just how cool it is and how good it works, because we'll get onto how you fly it, because that's pretty cool how you fly it actually. But it's also about how you charge it and how many charges you get. And it's really interesting that with this device, you don't charge the drone up directly because it's so light. What you actually do is it comes with an egg. Pretty good play actually, that, isn't it? Bird egg.
Yeah.
Comes this egg that you charge, a USB egg that you charge. Didn't take long. It takes about 90 minutes to charge. But the egg holds a number of charges. Off the top of my head, I think it's like 5 or 6, maybe more. But it holds a number of charges. So you charge the egg, and then you can take the egg and your bird down to the park, and all you do is throw the bird on the egg, and the egg charges it like via magnetic strips. So you can sit the egg down somewhere, put the bird on top, and it charges it. So you can keep charging. I just think it's a really good idea, man. It's just like really well thought out, because I'd hate to go to the park, play with this for 10 minutes, and then have to come home again and then charge it and then go back to the park again.
So you basically got a portable charger with you, haven't you? Because you charge up the egg and then you take the egg with you. So, you know, for that reason, it means you've got, cause I don't know, as you said, I don't know how many charges you get out of the egg. To the bird, but you know, you've at least this is just me guessing now, at least you've got the charge of the full charge of the bird when you take it to the park, and then you'll at least have another full charge from the egg to the bird, at least. Yeah,
exactly. And you get 10 times out of the egg. That was it.
10
times 10 charges. And also the charge lead is USB, so if you have a phone charger, like many of us have, that to give your phone an extra boost, you can use that to charge the egg and then use the egg to charge the bird. So perfect. simple, and it was really good considering how you fly it though, Nick. That was pretty cool, right?
Yeah. So basically, that you download an app for your phone, and then there's the good thing about this, right, is it wasn't rigid. And what I mean by that is, you know, sometimes when you have these apps that control things, you're basically just given a rigid way of controlling it, so you can only do it one way. Whereas with the Bionic Bird, there was a few different options. So there was one where you tilted the phone to make it turn left to right. There was one which simply just had like a left and right button on the screen.
Yeah.
There was a steering wheel type one that I can remember off the top of my head, which was the one that we settled on in the end. It was the turning one. It was basically you control the speed of the flapping wings, because it's worth mentioning as well that the Bionic Bird actually does have flapping wings. It's not like propellers or anything. So on the left-hand side of the screen on the phone, you have like a joystick, I guess. You push it up to make the bird's wings flap faster, and you pull it down, obviously, to stop them. And then we settled on the turn in the phone.
Yeah, so it uses the gyroscopics of the phone. When you twist your phone in your hand, it turns left, tilt your phone to the right, it tilts right. I love that, man.
Yeah. I mean, I did think to myself, well, this is great, because this is going to make it a lot easier, you'll be able to, like, the bird will turn as much as you turn your phone. This will be fine. And I still ended up in the wall several times.
Yeah. And you know what? I think one thing that helped with the learning process was putting on cruise control. There's a little button you press, and it kind of just, you don't have to worry about speed and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I had a bit of fun with it. It's a shame that we couldn't use it out in as big a space as we wanted to. But it was proper, man. And it comes with like a good little maintenance kit as well, so that if the wings become unbalanced, you can balance it up. If the little magnetic strips that connect it to the egg get dirty, you've got a special brush for cleaning it off. And I must say, the boxing of this product, and this is important as well, because if you want to gift this to someone, like gifting stuff, if it comes in a nice box, it does help, the sort of whole feeling of when you give something to someone. The boxing of this was really nice, it was really, really well done, and it kind of gives you like a seal of quality when you open a nice box.
I think that's true as well.
Yeah,
like, it's like when you get a nice pair of shoes and they come in a decent box, and you're like, oh, these must be nice, because the box is just flames.
Yeah. Maybe we should just bring out trainers that are like shit trainers, but they come in a wicked box.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, this is not shit in a box. This is very good in a box. And it also, once you've used it, you can put it back in the box and put the box somewhere safe. And it's like, we'll keep it safe. That was the Bionic Bird. Like it, man. We'll put links to it in the show description, and you can check that out. But yeah, we had a bit of fun with that, Nick. And I've learned that if you were ever piloting a plane, I'm probably not gonna be in that plane, Nick.
Well, it'll probably just end up in a wall several times.
Yeah, not so cool. Speaking of driving though, Nick, another thing that we tried that day, which was such a busy day for us that we didn't even get to record what we're recording now, because we just had so much stuff to kill some time with. Anyway, driving was the Unki Overdrive. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so this, I didn't know what to expect, just because I obviously know about Scalextrics. I grew up in an era where every Christmas I'd be like, Scalextric, and every Christmas I wouldn't get the Scalextric. Like, I don't know why this was. I don't know. I'm so confused as to why Santa every year wouldn't bring me what I wanted. He would always bring me something else. I'm like, it's not how it works, Santa, bro. Like, if I'm a good boy, like, I put stuff on a list. The list is normally in order. So it's like, if there's Scalextric at the top of the list, that's like the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Come on. But yeah, so like, I know about Scalextrics, but how Scalextric works, obviously, is, you build the track, and then you get the cars, and the cars have like a little, a little, I don't even know the technical term for it, a little thing on the bottom, and that goes into like a gully on the track, and then it just, sticks on the track because of that, or not so well when you go around corners, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, the cars just go into the little gully in the track and fly around the track. Whereas this now, the Anki, has taken it to the next level in terms of technology.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, the Unki. So it's a racing game, yeah, that is physical and also takes place in an app at the same time, in a way that I've not really seen anything. I've not seen anything like it, because
No.
I'm used to, like, we're doing a lot of stuff about VR at the moment with How to Kill an Hour. At this moment, at the end of 2016, like, VR is the thing that is about to come out, and everyone's sort of hyping about it. We've got augmented reality, which is sort of when you you point your phone at stuff and it sort of, or you're wearing a device and it makes
like,
the real world
like Pokemon
different.
Go.
Like Pokemon Go, there you go. And then this game just is a physical thing because you're racing cars physically around a track, and also it's something that takes place in your app because you use your app to win,
do stuff,
or do stuff or lose, which we'll get onto in a minute. But first things first, the track, like, it was so easy to put together, Nick.
Yeah. Much easier than Scalextric. Scalextric had you had to proper fit the pieces together and then click it into place and blah blah blah. No, I'm not saying that Scalextric was really really hard, but it was just a lot more time consuming than this, because this was literally it had magnetic strips at the end of each piece of track, and it just snapped together. There was no kind of it wasn't it snapped together and then you had to push the pieces into place with it. It just went snap, that was it. Snap.
Literally, I think we had it together within about 5 minutes. No exaggeration.
Yeah.
No exaggeration.
We had quite a not really long track, but it was. I'd say the track was relatively long.
Yeah, we had enough to get a proper race out of it. So we set the track up. Boom. Downloaded the app. Took a little bit. It wasn't the smallest app, but hey, it wasn't a simple program. Downloaded the app. Yeah, that was pretty sick as well. I must say, by the way, Nick, as well. The app. I recommend wearing headphones as well, because we all downloaded the app, and there's a lot of noise going on in the app when you open it. So you get on the app, turn on your Bluetooth, charge up the cars, which only takes 10 minutes on the special charger. Now, with old school Scalextrics, what you used to have to do was put the car on the track, and that's it. It would only go, like you said, around a specific groove that was on the track.
Yeah.
This was weird. We just put the cars on the track, and there were 3 of us, me, Nick, and Bill. And we put 4 cars on the track. Yeah. 3 of us playing, but put 4 cars on the track. And then we literally press a button once we've all got into the same lobby and we're all ready to game and stuff via the app. And the cars track. Well, they scan the track, basically. They drive around it once and map it, and you see it mapping it in the app. That was pretty sick as well, actually. Looking at it map out. And I think there must be something, communication between the track and the cars that we don't know about.
It's because when they're mapping it out as well, they drive much slower. But all 4 of the cars will go round mapping it, and they're going really slow. And then once they've mapped it, they'll start driving fast back to the start line, almost if there's any motor racing fans listening, the best way for me to describe it is the lap before a Formula One race starts. So there's a pre-lap. So what happens is all the cars get on the track on the grid, and then they all go round the track once to warm up their tyres and get the car up to optimum racing speed. And it's almost like that. So it's they're going around the track, but not they're not going full pelt, and then they all line back up on the grid, ready to start the race properly. So it was a bit like that.
I found it quite exciting. I'm not gonna lie. I was just this is so sick. This is sick.
Because I was intrigued to see because, like you said, when we put the track together, I was thinking, how's this gonna work? So I initially, my initial thoughts were there must just be magnets in the bottom of the cars, and a magnet in the track, and that just keeps the cars on the track. But it's not that. I don't know what the tech is, because I haven't read into it or had a look, but it's not magnets, because the cars do come off the track, and it's.
I kind of liked it. Yeah, I liked it. It got exciting because once it scanned the track, you've got the cars lined up, and like I said, there were 3 of us playing, 4 cars on the track. You can actually set up AI to play the game with you. So if it was just me by myself, or just you, if you get Unky by yourself, you can have 4 cars on the track. You're just playing by yourself, and you can either team up with other cars. We'll explain a bit more about that in a sec. Or you can race by yourself against other cars, and that for me was good, because one thing I noticed about other Scalextrics again is that playing it by yourself was a bit shit.
Yeah, it was dead. It was dead. You're literally just it's like playing table tennis by yourself, bro. Folding half the table up and just going, it's not the one.
It is not the one, but this was sick, and we literally got involved, started racing, and when we started racing, that's when we realized that this game had another level of reality to it. Yeah, an extension reality where we could actually control the speed of the car, great, but you can actually change lane with the car by tipping your phone left and right. So if you tip right into a corner, you're going to hit that corner a bit tighter and then get a bit further ahead. So it's not just about pace. You can't just go around the track full pelt and all expect to get around the track at the same time with the same lap time. Nah, you have to be in lanes. And obviously, if someone's in your lane, you can't go right into their lane, or they can't go into yours, which is sick. And then, Nick, the weapon system, right?
Yeah, it's worth mentioning as well before we even go into the weapons. The 4 different cars that we had, they all had 4 like different attributes that were their kind of crowning feature. So there was one car that had better defense systems to protect against the weapons. There was another car which was just like the fastest car. But like all of these things, you have to take them into consideration when you're picking your car, because it's not, like you said, it's not just about, oh well, I'll just speed around the track fastest, because as you said, the weapons.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're right, Nick. The one, in fact, did you have a go on the big one? The one called Big Bang?
That was kind of my guy. I kept picking Big Bang all the time.
Yeah, all the cars are names, by the way. And the guy that designs them is actually the guy that designed the vehicles in Tron, Iron Man, Batman, and Robin. So he's taken on the Yankee cars. That's why they've got that kind of futuristic kind of look to them.
Well, it looks like Tron, man. Like the whole, like in the app and like, you know, the track and stuff like that. It looks like Tron.
Yeah, sick. So, where were we at?
The weapons.
Yeah, the weapons. That was it. Yeah, so like Nick said, the cars have different attributes: speed, strength, defense, and the weapons that you get are specialized for each vehicle as well. So a big vehicle like, you know, the Big Bang might have, for example, slightly stronger shock waves when it fires off its special device. Or I think I was driving one called the Guardian, which had this thing called a sonic attack, which was like a really long distance one as well. When we say distance, some of these attack moves that you use will only work if you're a specific distance behind or in front of a car and stuff like that. And how do you...
So my one, like Big Bang's one, you had to be near. Like you could, like I couldn't just do it like from the other end of the track and try to get you. It just wouldn't work. I had to be like right behind.
Exactly, which was sick. And how do we fire off these? It was all via the app. So like this app was so interactive. Like we actually all ended up putting on headphones, didn't we? Me, you, and Bill had headphones on, and because you're getting a lot of information. Like first, you're getting banter from the other Avis that are playing the game as well. So if, for example, the 4th person that I picked to drive against us was like saying, basically chatting shit to us, innit? They chat shit like, hey man, I'm gonna kick your ass, man. Like that sort of stuff. And yeah, you could use the app to fire weapons as you're driving around the track, defensive weapons or offensive ones. And sometimes you have to be in the same lane as others. And for me, I was like, this is amazing because you're driving, but you're not only thinking about getting around the course quickly and make sure you're in the right lane, but then you're thinking about attacking and being attacked. And then it also opened up different elements of playing it. So you're not just playing to get around the track with speed. We started doing stuff like battles as well, Nick. And that's when you can like have teams. And I thought that was wicked, man.
The battle scenario was really, really interesting because obviously, as we've already mentioned, you know, the closest thing that you can really compare this to is Scalextric, and there was nothing like because Scalextric was just physical. The whole thing was physical. Obviously, times have changed, and now the Onki can connect. Well, it's completely connected through your phone. So you've got this added world which you could never have with Scalextric, and because of that you can have battles, and we done a 2-on-2, didn't we? So it was me and you against Bill and the computer, or was it me and Bill against, I can't remember the teams, but I remember that I was rubbish, as is, or like I'm just the trash guy. Like I'm the one that's always getting beat, always losing. Like I'm basically just the punch bag of How to Kill an Hour.
I'm not gonna lie, you did take a roasting in this game.
Yeah, always.
I'll tell it as it is. You are good at games. There's certain games out there that you're a dark horse with, that you like to surprise us with.
There's like a limited number.
Yeah. This I'm still waiting to see if you're just playing us, like, and you're amazing at this at some point. Until then, I'm gonna stick with the opinion that you're not so good with the uncle. But
I'm the trash guy.
Exact. But with that being said, what's good is you can pick different characters to control the AI. So we could have picked a character for Nick, if it was him and Nick, that was really aggressive or really benefited his playing style. And also when you drive against these, like I think, for example, there's like a crash car dummy character and he's always coming off the track, driving the wrong way on the track. That's right, driving the wrong way on the track. That can happen. And the cars can also self-correct, I've noticed sometimes when they're doing that. Sometimes not so much. Sometimes they come off the track and you put them on because things get a bit hectic, especially when we set up a collision zone where the cars crash into each other deliberately.
Yeah, basically at crossroads.
Yeah, that's sick. So yeah, there's like different characters and elements that you just didn't get from previous racing games that were physical. Like, do you know what I mean? It's literally changed the game in that area. And for me, honestly, Nick, it was fun. Like, I don't think we realized we killed so much time playing it, just fiddling around and having a laugh, messing around with it. And it was very social and not really just for kids. Like,
no, not all. Not all. I think this is the kind of thing that you could set up with the lads and just like you will all be like dissing each other and having a laugh of an evening.
Yeah, a couple of beers or a couple of drinks.
Basically what we did. We ordered a Nando's, had the Onki on the go, and then when the Nando's turned up, I savagely ate it with my hands.
Oh yeah, that was sick. Like Billy, I just want to say Billy is such a... He's going to laugh when he hears this because he's not here with us today. But Billy eats with such good manners. Me and Nick were like cavemen.
Yeah,
when this chicken arrived,
he's like, oh,
have
you got a knife and fork over there, old chappy?
And a dash of salt.
Yeah, and then Marcus was just there in his school uniform tracksuit bottoms, just shoveling it in, mate. With his boner tucked into his waistband.
With my boner tucked into my waistband, eating chicken, remembering the good old days. So yeah, like it was actually chilled, and in terms of fun, yeah, you can play it with anyone really, like young, old.
Yeah,
it's kind of easy to get your hands on it, man. And in terms of different kits and stuff, we had the Crossroads, which was like the collision zone. There's, in terms of expanding the game, they sent us a few of these cars like that had extra oomph. There are these things called battle trucks, super trucks they have as well. Which are
much stronger, I guess.
Yeah, bigger, stronger, kick some ass. They've got mad extra weapons.
Surely they'll be slower though.
I reckon they'll be slower and they're stronger. They didn't send us any, so we didn't test those, but those are good in terms of keeping it exciting. In terms of the track as well, they've got extra bits of kit, like there's the bank turns that you can get. You can put rails up for parts of the track that get extremely hectic. Elevation kits. I mean, because it's quite social nowadays, if you go to the Onki website, which we put a link to in at howtokillanhour.com under the show description as well, you can actually see other people who have made tracks online. And I don't know how legit this is, but there's loads of people on Instagram that are like creating jumps and stuff like that.
No way.
Yeah, there's like actual jumps. Like if you go onto your Instagram and put in hashtag Onki Overdrive, there's loads of tracks. Like the possibilities are endless. And what's wicked is because of social media and stuff and the app, it's just so easy to share stuff, man. And there's always cars coming out. There's always new ways to see tracks and just.
But also, like the possibilities are endless for them as well because of software updates. They'll be able to update the app, and you'll be able to do new stuff. Like this version of the game that you're getting now, in 6 months' time, it might be completely different.
Yeah, and as you play, we were upgrading our cars and stuff as well, like Nick not so much, but we're like earning points for winning and upgrading our cars. And for me, I mean, the thing is for me is these things aren't small. They're a track that takes up a bit of space in a room, yeah. And the fact that we just put it away and took it out and put it together and put it away so easy was one of the biggest things for me. It was sick, don't get me wrong, nonetheless it was great, but the fact that we could just get it out, play it, and then put it away with ease, that was a really big thing for me, Nick, because I like playing with stuff, but one thing that you've mentioned quite a lot, Nick, on and off air, is you said to me, you don't want things to be a ball ache and long. Like we talk about this with VR a lot. Like you're a big important thing you said about VR was you don't think it's gonna work if it always is this big bulky thing that you'd have to calibrate and set up and set up special equipment for. It needs to be something that's like boom. And this game was boom, you're in. The longest thing was probably downloading the app for me. if you wanted to.
It's got to be as easy and just as pick up and playable as possible. Nobody wants to, do you want to do this? But it's a bit long having to get this out and do that and blah blah blah. In the future, I see VR as simple as a pair of shades. That's what's going to happen.
Needs to be.
At the moment, obviously, early adaptions of any tech, they're always massive and bulky. Look what we was talking about earlier, TVs. Do you know what I mean? Now look at TVs, they're slimline and blah blah blah. So VR is going to change, and that's something that any technology for me has to be as easy as possible to use and to put away and just keep.
Exactly, and in this world where we're all looking for new ways to kill time, our downtime's precious, so we don't want setups to be long. We don't want D-rigs to be long. Everything for me, quick mode. I never used to be like this. When I was younger and I had more time to fuck around with shit, I'd be in story mode with games all the time. And there's certain games I still like story mode, but what I love with apps is quick start. When you see quick start for a game, just play a match now,
straight in,
have a go. I just do it now, man.
But it's also worth bearing in mind, a lot of these new games that are coming out, computer games, video games, a lot of them now, during the loading screens, they're giving you things to do during the loading screens because people don't want to sit there and look at a bar loading anymore. That's dead.
Exactly.
Them times are finished. PlayStation 1 times when you're sitting there and the PS is going that's not the one. The new FIFA, for example, or the FIFA have done this for a couple of years now. There's little challenges where the game's loading, but you can try and kick the ball into a target which is in the top corner of the goal, or you have to try and beat a defender and blah blah blah. So there's things to do whilst the game's loading. People can't be asked to wait.
It's really good, really good idea, and something that we look forward to more. But that was the Onky anyway. I liked it, man. It was good, man. It's probably one of the best things I've learned to play since learning to flip my boner up and hide it. That's the thing. So another thing we tried, Nick, was a couch coaster.
Yes.
A very simple device, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
To solve a problem that I think we've all experienced at some point in our life, right, Nick?
Yeah, definitely. Especially for me, this rings true massively because in my living room, I don't have a coffee table or a side table or anything like that because I live in London and space is at a premium. A coffee table would just take up near enough the whole of my living room. So this solution was actually really, really useful for me.
Yeah. It's a coaster that attaches to the arm of your sofa safely and securely. Any type of shape and size sofa arm, they say they can get on. Well, almost. There's a little. We found a little angle of criticism, but it pretty much fits on any sofa arm, and it is a device which it's a coaster that has edges on it that hold your beverage in place.
It's totally the type of thing you could see on Dragon's Den. You know what I mean? Someone's gone on Dragon's Den and they've gone have you ever had the problem where you just want to veg out on the sofa watching Netflix? You can't be asked to move, blah, 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 but you don't have anywhere to put your coffee or your beer or your drink or whatever. This solves that scenario. Simple as that.
Yeah, it does. It just secures your beverage in place. It's got one size fits all, so you can put in clips and pop out clips to fit different mugs. It's got something for your mug handle to go down if you're having a warm drink. It's quite weighty as well, and so the silicone finish of it kind of just sticks it.
It has to be weighty, doesn't it, to kind of weight it down? Otherwise, potentially it could just slide off. But
exactly.
Yeah, it like they said, like you said in the intro, they claim it fits on all sizes of sofa arm. But it does fit on basically if you've got a traditional size sofa, right? And what I mean by that is a sofa with big arms. It will this will solve your problem no end. It's completely fine. But if you've got one of these kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, trendy kind of new, you see them in a lot of media offices and all the rest of it with thin arms. Do you know what I mean? It won't go on that because the arm is way too thin.
Yeah, exactly. So I think a minimum of 14 centimeters. If it's any smaller than that, it's a no-no.
Yeah. So
But,
like, if, don't think if you've got a skinny arm sofa, it'll work for you. But if you've got a sofa with big arms and you're looking for, you're always pissed off because you're balancing your drink on the sofa arm and you've spilt so many like cans of beer or whatever in the back of your sofa. This is definitely something that will just eradicate that problem completely for you.
Exactly. Do you know what I do, Nick? I'm not so bad with knocking them off. Do you know what I always do is I put the drink down, but I sit down with such weight that I always knock the drink over. Like, you know, when you go, ugh. And then like, I did get hot tea on my lap once, and I love a hot cup of tea, but my
not in the crotch area.
My testicles do not enjoy a hot cup of tea, and I had to learn the hard way. Well, it wasn't hard when it happened, obviously.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it was very soft. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Could you imagine that? I found out I really liked it.
Yeah, that was lovely. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh god. Wow, I'll go again. So yeah, that's it. It's I don't think we need to spend too much time with it though, do we, Nick? Because it's a simple thing.
It's a simple and effective device, isn't it? You know, like it's one of those things, like I said, that like it's a problem-solving device. You know how people who go on Dragon's Den, you can tell, unless they're kind of like hardcore businessmen or whatever, a lot of the people that go on Dragon's Den are regular people like you and I who have just sat there one day and gone, oh, this thing that I do is really fucking annoying. Like, why has nobody invented this? And they've gone, well, fuck it, I'm going to invent it. And it feels almost like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what Barry Frieda, the inventor, did. In fact, we tried to get in contact with him on the day, but we couldn't, unfortunately. But I did actually have a chat with him at some point. So I'll pop that up as a little bonus episode, Nick, so you can hear what Barry's into.
Wicked.
He's one of them guys. He's one of those guys that's like a consistent maker and fixer of things, man. He's a bit of a G out there. Yeah, so that was it, man. That was a couch coaster, Nick. Simple jobby. Done. Job
like,
done.
Them things, they're like, you know, they're priceless. They're worth their weight in gold because, as I said, them problems where it's like everybody's like, oh, why has no one invented that? Oh, like people love that shit.
What would you invent, Nick? What do you think you'd invent?
I would probably invent. This, like, you've totally put me on the spot right now. What have you got one in your head?
I think I'd love some sort of form of communication between the DJ and the crowd for people that ask for requests. And this isn't me being a narky DJ saying, I hate it when people ask for songs, because yes, I understand that it's frustrating for many DJs to be asked for music by obnoxious people. I don't believe in obnoxiousness. But sometimes, as professional players of other people's music, you maybe have to be cool with the fact that sometimes the audience doesn't know what you're doing as well as you do. Like, somebody might actually not know that a song's a Drake song, you know. They might only know it's as the Tummy So Flat song. Do you know what I mean? They might call it that. So I don't know why I got off into a little side rant. What would I fix though? I'd love something to keep the edges of my haircut edgier for longer.
Yeah, that would be good. And it's something you could easily do at home.
Yeah, like a little protractor to just keep my edges in shape. Something like that, because I'm not a barber at all. If I tried to keep my I've got mates that trim themselves, give themselves fades and stuff. If I tried to do that, I'll do it for like charity. It's the only time I'll give myself any form of haircut or try and shape my beard, because I'd look like a nutter. So yeah, something to help me shape my beard and stuff like that.
Okay. Like mine's not necessarily an invention, because the parts of this exist already. But when I went to Brazil, obviously I went with my dad, and my dad, both me and my dad, like my dad way worse than me. Like, I don't enjoy flying, but my dad hates flying, right?
Yeah.
And like he was saying, why do they not like let you get on the plane and offer some kind of service where they just like knock you out for a certain amount of time? Like what I mean by that is like all the knockout cases could just sit at the back, right? So, you know, the back, however many rows, that's where the knockout cases sit. So when you get into your seat, they go, right, stick your masks on or whatever, and we're going to knock you out for. You can pick the amount of time. It's almost like a tariff. It would be great.
I'll pay for that.
5 hours of knockout or 6 hours of knockout. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, that would be amazing. Imagine you just sit down, put the mask on, set the time to, well, I'm going to have, the flight's 11-hour flight. I'll probably go for 9 hours of knockout here. bang.
I'd pay for that.
Yeah, wake up 9 hours later, bosh, it's only a 2-hour flight.
I'd pay for that.
I don't know why it doesn't exist. It'll be a health and safety thing. Like, you know, if the plane's going to crash, all these knocked out bodies everywhere would kind of be in the way.
Just sign a disclaimer. You're at the back of the plane.
That's what I said.
If the plane goes down, hey,
you're dead.
You go out nicely. Last thing you remember is counting down from 10.
What me and my dad said. Me and my dad said, you just sign a disclaimer. If it goes fucking down, I'd rather be knocked out anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be awake when it's going down. Like, I'd rather be KO'd anyway. So it's like, this should be a thing that, listen, Richard Branson, bruv, like, I know you're probably a big fan of How to Kill an Hour. So you need to stop developing your space program. That shit ain't important. Virgin Galactica or whatever it's bloody called. and invent this. Get on this, mate. I'll fly Virgin Atlantic everywhere.
Okay, Jim, I'd even do, like, honestly, if they were like, okay, there's a proper anaesthetist on board, you can't eat for like 12 hours before your flight, I think I'd probably do that, you know.
So would I. It's so long. Like, I would just go, fine, 12 hours of not eating, but I'm getting on that plane and I'm just getting knocked out for 12 hours and then I'll wake up where I'm at. That would be ideal.
Could we extend that, Nick? Could we extend this service from home to hotel? Could that be like the VIP version? So they come to your house
out for the whole time.
So you don't have to do any of the queuing. You don't have to do any of the passport control. All done for you. They just you imagine that Friday night, fall asleep at home, wake up Saturday morning, you're on a beach. Cocktail
the only thing I will say about if you're doing it like that is like, you don't even need a seat on the plane, do you? They could just put you in the cargo hold.
Yeah, I'll be all right. As long as I'm not too bruised, because we know what happens with luggage. Yeah. Sometimes I've seen them sometimes, yeah. I've seen them like just around I've like had a little peep sometimes and see look where the luggage goes, and I've seen them, they don't care. They will throw that luggage.
When you're having a little peep out the window, right, and you go, oh look, there's my bag. And the guy's just like shot put in the bag.
They're just throwing them, like kicking them into the plane. So I'd like a home to holiday service. Home to holiday.
You've already coined the phrase as well. Look at that, Branson, bruv, get on this.
We're on it, Nick. We're on it.
Get on this. We're only going to take 50%, Branson, as well.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, come on, Branson. Let us live a little bit here at How to Kill an Hour. But anyway, yeah, that's been how we've been killing some time in this episode. Coming up soon after this, I think we've got our experience of the VR world to talk about, Nick. And some plenty of ways that we've been killing some time recently. In the meantime, how can we keep in contact with you, Nick? Where can we find you on Tinterweb?
All the usual places, man. Insta, Twitter, Snapchat at Nick Bright DJ. I'm the same on all of them.
Yeah, wicked. I'm at Marcus Bronzy, MarcusBronzy. Maybe I'll change it to my real name one day. Who knows?
I doubt it. It's a bit long, isn't it?
Yeah, it is long. There's plenty of ways to kill an hour out there. Thank you for killing one with us.